Hello there everyone, I hope you're all doing well. As I've been working on moving back into my apartment lately, I have been focusing on making sure each room feels exactly right and is set up well both physically and magically for its designated purpose. And I thought it would be fun to kind of make a series out of this and take you along with me as I kind of reset my house. This is a perfect time to do it in spring or while unpacking, and today I thought we could start in the bedroom. I think I will be jumping between rooms through this series, but I really want to focus on making it a better place for sleep, and I have some practices that I want to share with you there. So let's head over to the bedroom. Alrighty, welcome to my bed. Making my bedroom a relaxing and restful place has been of top priority to me lately, and as I said, first and foremost, I really want to focus on bettering my sleep here. So today I want to share with you 3 practices that I will be implementing in and around my bedroom to better my sleep. But in addition to these practices, I will also be changing up the space a bit, starting first with bedding. So before I jump into the practices I want to share with you today, I want to first talk about the sponsor of this video, Brooklinen. Brooklinen is a beautiful sheets company. They create high quality goods that elevate your home and create a very welcoming and comfortable environment. And since we sleep in our beds and our sheets every night, it's important to invest in sheets that are going to last a long time. And as an added benefit, with Brooklinen's sheets, they are also going to get softer with each and every wash. I personally chose their cream washed linen set because I tend to be drawn to more neutrals in my bedding, but they also offer a ton of colors and patterns. I did have my eye on their indigo pinstripe pattern and may have to purchase it at some point in the future to change it up a bit. You can also mix and match over 20 plus colors and patterns if that's more your vibe. Now, if you've been on my channel for a while, you'll know how important it is to me to make a beautiful home. I find it is the ultimate form of self-care, and these sheets have elevated this room exponentially. They feel great, they look great, and I've loved every night that I've spent sleeping in them. I got Brooklinen's washed linen hardcore sheet bundle. Instead of buying individual items, you can save 20% by purchasing a hardcore bundle, which includes a core sheet set, extra pillowcases, and a duvet cover. It's 100% linen, made in Portugal. Linen is their lightest and most breathable fabric, but it's also cozy, so it's perfect for warm or cool nights. And it's made even more perfect because you can shop for your Brooklinen's washed linen hardcore sheet bundle from the comfort of your own home. I've been sleeping in these sheets for the past month and I have absolutely fallen in love. They're so soft and they're perfect for these spring nights where it's either warm or cold. Their temperature regulation is incredible. And I've been sleeping much more soundly. So if this sounds good to you, Brooklinen is offering you a special discount of $20 off of any order over $100. Just follow the link you see here on screen or click it in the description down below and use my code TheGreenWitch. Thank you so much to Brooklinen for sponsoring this video, and let's move to my workspace to start crafting these practices for better sleep. Alrighty, let's dig in, shall we? Like I said, I have 3 practices that I want to share with you today. One of the practices is very much pure magic. The other one is a mix of medicine and magic, and then the third is a mix of sensory and magic. So I'm very, very excited. There's a lot of crossover with this. It should be very friendly for you all. Anyone who's just starting out, these will be very achievable workings. They're also really friendly for those of you that kind of want to keep your practice on the down low, and for any of you that are kind of struggling to connect to the purely magical practices. A couple of these, since they do tie to medicine or sensory things, this will be really helpful to kind of work on building that connection to the magic, because there is something a little bit more physical to also work with. So all around, I'm very excited to share these with you. I hope you enjoy and get some good use out of them. I know that I will, and let's just dig in. First, I want to talk about crafting a hanging herb bundle. If you know me, you know that I love a good hanging herb bundle. Not only are they a beautiful bit of decoration in your home, they are also a very potent form of magic. It's a perfect way to work with herbs, and they're very easy to craft. Now for the sleep bundle that I will be crafting today, I've chosen herbs that promote sleep and gentle sleep and dispel nightmares. But you can also make an herb bundle that will bring about prophetic dreams or help you with lucid dreaming. I will go through all of my favorite sleep herbs and why you may wish to use them. So even though I will have chosen some very peaceful herbs, feel free to make your own out of the herbs that I recommend, or add in some other herbs for some different energies as well. This should be very specific to you and your practice. You can craft this bundle with 1 herb, 2 herbs, 3 herbs. I tend to do 3 or even more, up to you, and whatever number feels right. Just take some time and work with your intuition here. Let's start with going through the herbs that I would recommend for strictly sleep magic. I have 6 herbs that I tend to work with and recommend for sleep. Among them is calendula. It's fantastic for inducing prophetic dreams. Then chamomile, one of my all-time favorite herbs for sleep. It is just so calming. It works to bring about peaceful sleep. It's especially good for those of you that have a lot of difficulty with sleep, and it also helps to dispel nightmares, which is something I really benefit from. Lavender is also another favorite of mine and a favorite of many people's, and one that I have chosen to use for this. Lavender also brings about peaceful sleep, is great for those that have a lot of trouble with sleep, and similar to chamomile, works to dispel nightmares. Now, mugwort is another prophetic dream inducing herb if that's something you're looking for. It is also really good at aiding with lucid dreaming, so if that's something you wish to practice, mugwort is a good ally. Then rosemary, it has minor ties to sleep, but if you feel particularly connected to rosemary, I would recommend it. It's also a very protective herb, and it has the ability to help drive away nightmares, and I think with that protection element, it's also a banishing herb. That does shine through pretty strongly there if that's something you are seeking. It also provides a good night's rest, which if you struggle with sleeping, it's a great ally. And then finally, thyme. Thyme promotes pleasant sleep. It is one that I've really grown to love around sleep, even though it's not one of its major ties. I just really have enjoyed it. It really helps to create a restful environment magically, and it does ward off nightmares. So all in all, very good things. Each herb is useful in its own way. Feel free to mix them up or use them in whatever way feels right to you, as I said, and you can mix in some other ones if that feels better for you. This is by no means an exhaustive list. These are just the ones that I most commonly turn to. Now for my herb bundle, I've chosen to work with chamomile, lavender, and thyme. The chamomile and the lavender I dried last summer, and the thyme is fresh from my mother's garden. So I've got a lot of good energies coming into this, and I'm very excited to tie them all together. When it comes to making an herb bundle, I tend to recommend using fresh herbs because it's easier to tie them off without anything breaking. Unfortunately, I do not have access to fresh chamomile and lavender right now, so I will be using some that I had previously dried, but it is very possible to still bind them. I will probably keep them in their current bound state and just add the thyme on top of it and tie that in very, very tightly. I'd recommend, if you are mixing dry and fresh herbs, to be very careful with how you put it all together. And even though I do recommend using all fresh ingredients, or at least semi-fresh, a little bit pliable, it is still doable this way. So to make a bundle, it is very straightforward. Just gather all of your herbs and place them together in a way that feels right to you. Then tie them off and place it where you would like it to go. It's important, of course, to work your intention throughout and do this in whatever way works best for you. I have a whole video on intent if you want to watch that. It will help you and give you some tips if you are kind of new to working with intent. So with that, that closes our strictly magical practice. Now the next practice is the magical and medicinal practice, and this is to make a good old-fashioned cup of tea. Truly, you can't go wrong here. Three of my favorite herbs medicinally to aid with sleep are chamomile, lavender, and valerian root. Chamomile is so soothing and peaceful. It brings this very happy calm. I really like it. It's bright yet peaceful. It's just absolutely wonderful. Besides, it tastes very good. Lavender does tend to taste a little bit like grass, but it puts me to sleep like nothing else. I absolutely adore it when I am really anxious and really having a hard time falling asleep. Lavender is the one that I often turn to. And valerian root is super potent and is the best option if you are really struggling with sleep. I am personally not a very big fan of the smell of valerian root, so I don't turn to it very often, but it is a really good option for those of you that really struggle with sleep. Making a cup of tea is a very underrated form of magical practice. It's mundane, sure, but when worked with intention, it can be very powerful. You are taking in magic to your body to be used throughout it. It is a beautiful way of practice, and I very much recommend it to you all. Besides, it is so easy to do. And finally, we are on our last form of practice. This is to craft a spray. I will be making this a little bit different than I usually do. I tend to favor making infusions to use kind of for brief periods of time, but as this is something I want to have keep a little bit longer, instead of using dried herbs, I will be using essential oils. It's very simple to make a spray. All you need is some water and the essential oils of your choosing. You can mix up a couple or just use one. Today I will just be using one because I want it to be very simple and very clean. Oh, and you will also need a spray bottle, but experiment with it. See what feels right to you, any combinations that are enjoyable. I know a lot of people like to work with orange, lavender, chamomile, and a bunch of other citrusy flavors, or I suppose there are scents here. But for today, I have chosen to work with lavender. It is a classic and it is such a wonderful sleep aid. The scent of it really does bring so much peace and calm to me, and having it right next to the bed to just spray around to bring that air of sleep is perfect. So to make this, take your spray bottle, fill it up with some water, and then a handful of drops of essential oils. Then cap it off, give it a good shake to mix it all together, and there you have it. Spray it over your bed before you're ready to sleep. Spray it on your pillows if you would prefer to have it right there, and just enjoy. Of course, again, make sure you work your intent into this. It is especially helpful to do this while you are adding the essential oils and when you are actually spraying it and using it. Again, another very simple practice, but one that is very easy to utilize when you are feeling sleepy or just really need to get some rest. So with that concludes our 3 practices for bettering sleep. I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope you get some good use out of them. Now let's wrap up this video. If you can and would like to, I'd really appreciate it if you checked out my Patreon. There I share art, herbal profiles, book recommendations, and monthly workshops. It's a ton of fun. It's a fantastic space, and I love that one-on-one connection that I can have with you all. It really is what keeps this channel going, and it does mean the world to me for all of you that are over there. I also have another channel where I share more day-to-day life, more herbalism, magic, all of those good things. And I wrote a book. It is a beginner's guide to herbal magic, bringing you from the beginner to an intermediate level witch, deep diving into all things spell work. So if any of these things sound interesting to you, you can find them in the description down below. Thank you again to Brooklinen for sponsoring this video. You can also click the link to get your discount in my description down below using the code TheGreenWitch. That is $20 off any purchase over $100. So a very good deal. I hope you all get some good rest, and I can't wait to see you again soon.